Hi, I'm Mike Feeney. You might know me as a comedian or that guy from the internet you want to punch in the face. I'm on the hunt for a co-host for my wildly successful podcast. I've received hundreds of applications from some of the funniest people on the planet.
I'm gonna freak out.
Join me to see if they have what it takes to be my co-host. Welcome to Co-Host Wanted. Today I'm interviewing Jersey Shore star, comedian, and terminally Italian, Vinny Guadagnino. Vinny, thanks for coming in, man.
I gotta admit, you did my podcast, so yep. I'm repaying the favor.
That's fine. I appreciate that. This is, you do have a fun podcast. Why don't you plug the podcast right up top?
It's called Something Went Wrong with Vinny. Yep. Follow it on YouTube and everywhere you get podcasts.
Yeah, and everyone has been saying, I guess that like the episode I did was like the best one you've done yet. So that's pretty.
One person
great.
Said that.
Yeah. I mean, listen,
it was your wife.
Yeah. Well, listen. Comments are comments, and they count just the same. But I gotta say, I'm excited to have you in here today. We're interviewing for this, as you know. Obviously, you know how well the podcast is doing and everything. But I think this formula could work. I know we're like newer friends, you know, but I do like this because it's like a Long Island Irish and a Staten Island Italian, and that feels like a good combo.
I think the world just really needs like a podcast between two white guys.
Yeah, with very little problems.
And they're Italian
and complaints. Yeah, so because I do feel like Staten Island and Long Island, we have a lot. Like we're similar but different. You know what I mean? Like Long Island feels more like golden retrievers. You know what I mean? It's like we're like loud, we're energetic, we're like high maintenance, love the water, that kind of thing. But I feel like Staten Island, you guys are more like you're like bulldogs. You know what I mean? Because you're stubborn, but you're loyal, and like you look tough, but like you're surprisingly friendly. You know, as long as there's no black people around or anything. But I feel like that's
I'm learning the Long Island. I mean, there are some areas that really remind me of Staten Island, and then some areas that I have no idea where I am. Like even the Hamptons, I know like that's not kind of Long Island, but it's so vast and big. Like Staten Island's kind of its own little pond.
What parts of Long Island remind you of Staten Island?
I can't even, bro, I'm in a new fucking part. And then every time I like do one and I'm like, I'm going to go eat in Patchogue. Sure. And these other people are like, you can't go to Patchogue. What the fuck is in Patchogue? Like, it's like they saw a ghost. I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm going to be in a strip mall either way.
There's all strip mall. I mean, Long Island is classic strip malls and
very each neighborhood. What do they call towns?
Counties. Yeah.
They're like a different world.
Yeah. They're all different. A lot of, they vary pretty drastically between, like Nassau County is very rich. That's like 516 area code, 631's more like, a little more like what can be white trashy, but then also 631 has the Hamptons, so it's a whole thing. I will
say, like, if I meet a girl on Instagram from Long Island, I have a better chance of like cultivating a relationship with a girl from Canada or Chicago or Ohio than Long Island. Because she's so
far away from you.
They just like they're in their own world, and it's just like they already know the city, so they're not that motivated to come. They come like once a month to go to dinner, take an Instagram picture, and then and never come back.
But isn't that Staten Island the same exact way?
Staten Island's it's closer. It feels like, you know what I mean. Even though there's no train, you have like express buses. You have the ferry. It's a closer. Honestly, from my house in Soho, Staten Island is 25 minutes away with no traffic.
What?
Yeah, it's super close to get to the North Shore. So I don't know. I just feel like they're in their own world, and it sucks because like I meet some baddies. And
Long
I'm
Island's,
like,
I mean, the classic brunettes of Long Island, the Italian brunettes of Long Island. But the thing with Long Island is, people. You're right. People never go into the city. They talk about going into the city. They talk about how close and they could get to the city if they want to, but then they never leave the island. That's the way.
Here we are.
That's Long Island. But anyway, let's get into the interview here. So, first question, nice and easy, lobbing you some softballs. Why do you think you'd be a good co-host?
Well, I have my own podcast. So, I have some experience in the field.
You do.
I've been on TV for 15 years. So
Wow.
See all these cameras?
Yeah. You're
They've
comfortable.
seen me have sex before.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
We can only go up from here.
Right,
I know
yeah.
that's our next segment.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let me cross this out now. Yeah, but that is true. I mean, you got to be so comfortable with cameras at this point. It's got to be. You'd probably be less comfortable without cameras.
That is, yeah, maybe. I remember the first time we filmed, we walked in and it was like, what the hell is going on? They didn't talk to us. They told us we weren't allowed to. That was like the way to like acclimate us. Like we weren't allowed to talk to the producers, the cameras, and then next thing you know, like a day later, it was like they were with me my whole life.
That's so wild. How many times have you like been like, oh, I'm gonna go? You know, like you wake up in the morning, forget that they're just there, and then you're like either, you know, walking to the bathroom with morning wood, being like, oh crap.
You have to. What gets me more like worse than even the morning wood is like they're watching like hygienic things. Like they're watching people brush their teeth. Like I'm a germaphobe. Like I don't want to go into anyone's bathroom.
Right.
And that's like the dirty jobs of like the reality TV camera guy. He's all up in everyone's personal space, and like some people are disgusting.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like they lock us in. There's food everywhere. They're like, and they don't give a fuck. They're like stepping on like my fucking mother's photo. They're like just getting it in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever have a moment where you're like, yo, get this, like, not just give me a sec, you know?
I've never really had. That's a good question. I never got that question where. Like you see on every reality show where they like rip the mic off and
and they're like,
I need a minute.
Is over. Yeah. Stop filming, and you run up to the camera.
Yeah. I've never had that. I guess I'm just like too like calm and respectful for that. But
Right.
They can't film in the bathroom when there's one person. If there's two people, two's a party.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So it's not like you could like, take someone into the bathroom, whatever. But
And whisper.
Right. So whenever I really need something, I'd be like, I'm going to go shower.
Yeah. And then just take a 45-minute
45
quiet
minutes.
shower.
Quiet shower.
What's the worst interview you've ever been on? Job interview.
Oh, job.
I mean, it could be, I guess, full interview.
I was gonna
too.
say, like,
take it however you want.
Let's talk about Jimmy Kimmel. No.
Yeah, what happened? Wait, this is great.
I don't even know. I don't even. The worst job.
I mean, if Jimmy Kimmel's that seems much more interesting than. But I'm also curious. Any job interview, however you want to interpret that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was someone that got like disrespectful, but no, I haven't really had. That's the thing, Mike. I don't know. I'm a little underqualified. I haven't had many real jobs in the real world.
That's
okay?
Right. That's true.
I worked. I started my show when I was 21, and before that, I had only worked at my Uncle Joe's Pizzeria in New Jersey, Staples, Office Supply. Did I do an interview?
Did you ever get fired?
No.
You had to do an interview for Staples. It's a corporate company.
My dad knew the guy.
Man, what a classic Italian thing to say. My dad knew a guy.
My dad knew a guy who knew the GM.
Hilarious.
Not to brag or anything.
Yeah, it was a handshake agreement. Yeah, just go in there, give you a red shirt. You're fine.
We were in there.
You didn't
with
even have
Staples.
the same red shirt. It was just like a different. That's so funny.
Yeah, so I've had like little. I don't know. Only like real formal job interview was, and it wasn't bad. It was just I was a political science major.
Yeah.
And then right after college, and it was actually after I filmed Jersey Shore in that weird interim time where I was like starting my life.
Yeah.
I like had a interview for like the New York City Parks Department.
Okay.
Like to be, I was gonna be like in charge of like the old people's computer lab in a housing project. So
is that something you're like qualified or interested in? Or
I mean, like I knew how to use like Microsoft Word, which was like all you had to know because this was just people that didn't even know how to turn the computer on.
Yeah.
But it was gonna be a good job, and I actually got it. I've had a good like track record of like getting things I apply for, including like Jersey Shore. So maybe this is going to be good for me today.
I mean, listen, this would be if now this is a lot of pressure on me because if this is your first job that you didn't get, so we'll have to see.
I know.
You own a hairless cat, right? Is that a test to see how many red flags women will overlook because you're famous?
No. Let me tell you something. I thought being like a cat dad and shit, like, automatically makes you gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Staten Island.
Staten Island, you own a cat, you're gay. Yeah. That's the law. But I've had so many women like want to come over, want to pet my cat.
See the cat, pet the cat, play with the cat.
It's also the hairless aspect.
Yeah.
He's exotic.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Interesting.
Cats have like a weird spectrum.
Sure.
Like if you go from like just like a Garfield cat,
right,
you're kind of like a weird guy. You're like a weird Russian guy in Brooklyn.
Or if you have that big fluffy fancy feast cat, the big white puffy one, you're like that's also
Suspect.
a little that's weird. Yeah.
That's weird. But like once you start going to like if you're like a guy in Dubai that has like a serval,
right,
or like a tiger, obviously, like now you're fucking the man.
Yeah, it is a little exotic.
And they're kind of the same thing. It's just one smaller.
I grew up with cats. I've always had cats around my house. I've never been in the same room or even touched a hairless cat.
See, that's the intrigue part. So it's a green
But the
flag.
best part about a cat is petting a cat, and that is just petting a bald, wrinkly person, which is very weird, man.
It's the best part. It feels like rubber, and he's so warm because like they have to raise their body temperature because they're so cold, and it's like a heating pad that's like always on. I love him. You know, you can hate all you want. His name is Mac, aka Big Mac.
Okay.
And he's great so far. My body is all fucking scratches everywhere though.
Here's a good thing: you don't have cat hair all over you though.
No cat hair, not allergic. They give off the. It's not technically true that that any cat is completely hyperallergenic, but you have more of a chance because he's not giving off all that cat hair.
Of course.
So and he's like chilling. Like you ever like want a monkey? Like whenever like a kid, you're like, I want a monkey.
Yeah.
It's kind of like fulfilling that fancy.
Yeah. Except they won't rip your head off or your face off your skin.
Exactly.
They'll
like
scratch
Chip
you,
Crazy.
They'll scratch you off a little bit. I do respect, by the way, how open you are about like anxiety and stuff like that. You've been very open about that. I mean, obviously I can't, like right now I can't imagine like the absolute hell you must be going through knowing like the stakes of this and everything.
Yes.
But
Fight or flight.
and everything that's on the line. But it is like again, we're going back to Staten Island Italian guy. It's a brave step forward. It's like you said, it's like that and gay are like the two things that coming out as.
I'm batting 1,000 with the Staten Islanders. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. No, actually, they have that rep and shit, but they're the biggest softies in the world.
They are.
You know what I mean? They all
like
have,
I said, as long as you're not black, they're pretty.
Exactly. Yeah. They all have anxiety. They don't all have hairless cats, but they all have like weird little like. They all have girlfriends. Mm-hmm. Like that's gay.
Yeah. Come meet my in your late 30s, but come meet my girlfriend,
or wife.
Yeah,
with my family. Yeah. Like how gay is a family? You know what I mean?
Some would argue it's the exact opposite of that, but it depends.
Doing a bit here, Mike.
So would say, listen, but so you said you were a political science major, because I saw that. But here's the thing that you left out in this, and correct me if this is just wrong from the internet, that you got a degree in political science, but then you planned to attend law school, and you were studying for the LSATs when you got cast. You took the LSATs when you got cast on Jersey Shore.
Yes.
Something about that doesn't make sense. How are you? So you're studying and taking the LSATs while also going on auditions for reality shows. Like, how is that? How are those two?
That kind of perfectly describes my personality because I've always had like the studious kind of Catholic school, all the way honor roll shit, and then at the same time like I had an artistic expression type vibe where I wanted to be on stage. I was always in school plays, and it's kind of where the stand-up thing is happening now. I've done this shit since I'm not stand-up, but been in front of a stage and entertaining people since I'm younger. So I kind of just was living that little double life where I was like, all right. A big part of it was like I grew up so poor that I wanted to like be something special.
Sure.
That like my crush in the 7th grade named Jenna would look like years later and be like, oh my God, Vinny turned out to be that.
The one that got away.
Yeah, because remember, while she was with like the drug dealer with a Nissan Altima that had like the box in his car.
The subwoofer?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like in 7th grade, and she, you know what I mean? He was like picking her up, and he was like, good luck, chump.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to be something. So if I it's like what? Like 0.00001% you're going to be famous.
Sure.
So instead I was like, I'm going to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's a great fallback. you know?
Yeah, I just wanted to be something that, like, I just always felt like I didn't want to be. No disrespect. I still took my fireman and cop test. You have to.
Of course, Staten Island, mandatory.
Actually, court officer. I wanted to do the pussy one.
The court officers. That's
a
good.
loophole.
That's actually a great, and it's like you're never in the line of fire. You know,
don't work on weekends.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good. That's a sweet thing.
So I want to do that, but like I always wanted to just do something. And my parents used to. It was actually funny. Like an Italian parent looks at you more ridiculously when you say you want to be a lawyer than when you say you want to be a famous reality star.
Really? Because that's what I was doing. Because I would feel like, your mom, from all accounts and purposes, seems like the sweetest, most like, the supportive person on the planet.
She is.
But I would think that she would push you towards, You know
what it is? They're just like when you don't. I guess there's two types of immigrant parents. There's like the ones that are like, we don't want you to be this, so go to school and whatever. And then like
Indian parents and Asian parents. Yeah.
And then like mine, like they don't know what school is. They didn't know how to guide me.
Right.
Like they didn't they didn't even know how to like put me in. Like they would take me to basketball practice, but like not practice at home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to like find. Like I was trying to do that without their. I don't want to say not without their support, but they were probably like, a lawyer? Like, what the fuck is a lawyer? Like, we live in Staten Island. You know what I mean? You become like a fucking barber or a court officer. You know?
Right.
But I still did it. I still chased the dream, and I was, probably about to put myself in a lot of debt.
Sure.
And without even knowing what that meant.
Well, first off,
I would have done it. I'm a very like I have to. Always
driven.
Like even now like when I'm successful like with the stand up I'm every night like hustling in front of 3 people, you know what I mean?
I like that you do that, by the way, because I have other questions about that. But I do like on a stand-up note.
I like I'm blowing this.
I like on a stand-up note that you're going, but you're doing these these D-level comedy clubs to try to get good versus just putting. I mean, you also work like the premier clubs too, but like what I'm saying, when you're like working out stuff, you're doing it for a lot of times at like these, the ones downtown or whatever that are like these, tourist traps.
I love that, and hopefully one day I'm gonna like thank them for like giving me the stage time and shit, because first of all they don't ever announce me or use my name.
That's good.
You know what I mean? And they treat me just like anyone else, and the way I see it is like if I can make those people laugh, then I'm gonna fucking I don't know the word I'm looking for, but foolproof this joke. Yeah. That like I'm getting these people that like sometimes don't even speak English to laugh.
Right.
So that's
the process.
So I do all, but a lot of people don't realize that, and thank you for acknowledging.
Yeah, there's no shortcut, man. Yeah. But I want to go back to the thing because does Jenna? Have you ever reconnected with her after Jersey Shore and the fame?
Yeah, I did. I mean, she has a family now.
I was going to say she definitely has like 4 kids.
She's 4 kids. She runs a multi-level marketing.
Amway, a lot of vitamins.
Herbalife.
Yeah.
She was chill. It was funny because we did reconnect, but there was like there was nothing there. So it was almost like thank you for the motivation, and this was nothing.
Yeah, but oh wow, you meant nothing to me. I changed my whole life about you.
I also like once, and she was like still to this day, she can hold her own against probably girls all over the world. But like now, like I saw more than one hot girl. Yeah. Once you get off Staten Island, you're like, oh, like they don't talk like truck drivers everywhere.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of hot, you know. Yeah. I think a good name, if you did go into being a lawyer, I think a good name for the law firm, GTL. Jim Tan Litigation.
Okay.
Not bad,
corny.
On Staten Island. I mean, listen, it's corny, but we're workshopping here. I didn't see you throwing out any, but I feel like that's a pretty good. All right, let's change the topic.
Guadagnino and Guadagnino is too long.
Oh yeah, that's too many. Yeah, and that other G, the G and the D's, they're hiding. Yeah, that'd be the first thing I'd litigate. Get those out of there. You're a marathon runner now.
Yes.
Which is wild. How many have you done?
So I've done 1 full, and then I've done a couple of like 2 halves.
Okay, I heard it's great for anxiety because you can't focus on anything else because your brain's too preoccupied with like how boring it is. So you're just like, wow, this sucks for so many hours, you know?
Well, or you're focusing on like your fucking knee hurts or something like that.
Everything always hurts. There's always some nagging injury, your hip, your back, your knees and stuff like that. With all the miles that you've lightly jogged, are you surprised you haven't been able to outrun your demons?
Yeah, well, I've learned that you can't outrun your demons.
Have you tried running faster?
Yeah, and that's a problem a lot of people get into, is that you think that you could, like, I'm going to go do this, but, whenever you arrive at the destination, you just learn that it's all fucking, you know what I mean? You have to fix yourself.
It's all about the journey?
Yeah, you got to fix yourself just like sitting here in this chair right now.
Yeah.
And there's no amount of miles that can fix anything.
Now who's being corny, huh? Look at that. I do respect the discipline of like hating yourself enough to run a marathon, because I honestly don't think I could do it, but it does take balls to train and complete one. How long did you train for the New York City Marathon?
Well, I was running before that. I had ran like I think a 10-mile race. I had ran I had to run a half marathon. So I was like kind of running, but nowhere near a full.
Sure.
So then like 3 to 4 months before the full, I said, I really hate myself. And then I started doing the longer runs. So it was about like 3 to 4. The problem with the marathon is like you have to keep building yourself up to that long run.
Right.
But 2 weeks before the long run, I caught the flu. And it like set me back so much. So the reason why you have to train so far out is because you're going to have fuck ups along the way.
Right.
And you need time to recover.
Right.
Because you don't want to like, in my position, I missed my long run a couple weeks before. Then I had the marathon the next week.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know if I could do this.
Yeah.
But I did it.
And congratulations. What was your time?
I think, what was it, 4 hours, 18 minutes or something?
Nice.
Beat Oprah.
I guess that's good. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, beat Oprah.
I saw that. I said, I have it down here. Oprah ran a marathon in 4 hours and 29 minutes.
Yeah.
You'd say you're better than her.
Better than her.
Nice.
Almost beat Diddy.
Yeah, by the way, let's get into that. Diddy ran it in 4 hours.
You really
14.
have this written down?
I got it all written down.
Oh, hilarious.
Diddy ran it in 4 hours 14 minutes.
Yeah.
With severe tendonitis in his knee and only 2 months of training. But also you did it though. You did it for a good cause. You raised money, right? You were able to raise money.
And I wasn't doing it for the time, so I was like stopping at
That's
every
what a lot of people who are on
fucking
good
fan.
say. Oh yeah.
And I was like fucking around with them, and I still did it in like a pretty good time.
Yeah.
So this last time, a couple weeks ago, I did a half, and I was like, it was the United half. It wasn't as big as the New York one, so there wasn't as many fans in the street. And I'm like, I want to see what it's like to not pee, to not stop and talk to people.
Right.
And we just went, and then my time was sick. It was on sub 2, so it was under 2 hours for my first half. That's pretty good.
That's great.
My point is, I would have beat Diddy if I was like not.
That's what a lot of people say. But you raised some money for charity, which is a nice thing to do. It.
Yeah, charity is my stripper friends.
Yeah. Well, Diddy, by the way, also ran for charity. Raised $2 million for children. I know. And
then threw it all away.
Good guy, yeah. And Jay-Z, I saw, donated $25,000 to Diddy for that run.
Wow.
Looking back, you think that was hush money?
Yeah, extortion.
Right? Yeah, something like,
We're
keep
this
him
is
quiet.
deep down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know. So yeah, but that was I could throw that $2 million for kids. That's pretty great. So you think Diddy's innocent then?
No.
Okay. All right. But I will say I do have bad news for you, because besides there was Diddy and you were close. You were like 5 or 10 minutes apart.
I met him a couple times.
You did? Well, that we'll get into.
You meant close in the race.
yeah.
I thought you meant a relationship.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean.
I went to his son's My Super Sweet 16.
What?
Yep. I was at a Diddy party with a bunch of minors.
That is the party that's so funny. And then they have like Kevin Hart's there setting people on fire.
Everybody was there. Yeah. No, they were filming like My Super Sweet 16.
I remember
this
that
was like
show.
2010 or something. And we had just came out, and he was trying to throw like the extravaganza for his son. So anybody that was like hot at the time,
a boy having a Sweet 16.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
they should have arrested him right then and there on the spot.
Dude, outside, I remember his gift to him was a Maybach and a driver. Like with the human that was like brushing the car.
Like, I bought him for you.
Literally, because anyone could buy a car.
Yeah. Jesus.
The kid couldn't even drive yet.
Oh my God. I'm sure that person was just, some sort of sex slave that came over a container or something.
He has the answers.
Yeah. Whoa. But I looked this up. Do you ever see George W. Bush? He ran a marathon once?
I think I heard that.
Dude,
yeah.
he ran at 46. He ran a marathon in 3 hours and 44 minutes, dude.
Okay.
smoked
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
At 46.
I know.
That's crazy. And he's the only president to have ever run a marathon, which is pretty wild.
Wow. Yeah, I gotta beat him now.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do a psychological interview question here. How many birds do you think you've seen in your life?
Probably.
The more specific, the better.
Okay, probably like 872,000.
Okay. Oh, that really spiked up in the end there. Yeah, there's a lot of birds, I guess.
Yeah, like I was talking about peripheral,
Sure.
outside, flocks.
A lot of flocks.
I'm 37 years old. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah, we'll have Mike fact check to see how close you are on
that's
that.
my mom.
Okay, this is, I want to spend quite a lot of time, because your resume is fantastic. I'm not even going to waste time talking about Jersey Shore. Everybody knows it. You did it, whatever the hell. You did a Chippendales residency in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Incredible. That means you both have to, by the way, be like shredded and know how to dance.
And gay.
And gay, yeah.
A lot of them were gay.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Were the people that came to see you, was it mostly bachelorette parties or mostly gay men?
All bachelorette parties, but every show there was like a couple of guys in there.
Nice.
Sometimes they were on the bachelorette parties.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you train? How do you train for that?
Like
physically,
did I air hump in my shower?
Yeah. How many hours in the Equinox steam room did you spend preparing for?
No, so to get into shape, that's what really got me shredded, because I would just like learn how to do a caloric deficit. And I was basically like anorexic, because like to be that skinny, to have abs, you gotta unfortunately you can't be like, oh, I want my face to be full.
Right.
So like everything got skinny.
Whoa.
And it looked good under the lights though. It looked good in the shower.
Yeah. I've heard many a story of there's a full shower scene that you do.
Yes, that was my claim to fame, because I didn't want to do much. I kind of just popped in and out. I wasn't a real stripper.
Right.
But I was there and I was like, I want to do something. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to be bored backstage. So there was one that didn't require any choreography.
Yeah.
It was just taking a shower.
Just take a shower.
You do a little choreography. You turn around, you pour the soap, turn back around.
Yeah.
And then a girl dresses you.
People have said you got a good piece.
They have. I mean, you can't see it on the show. It was
Right.
It was covered.
Yeah.
But other people have said I have a decent piece.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have the confidence to take showers in front of strangers if you don't have a good piece.
Well, you have the cock sock on.
Yeah.
So it's like a bag of marbles. So you're not really seeing anything. In fact, it actually.
But how does the cock sock not fly off?
There's a little elastic string.
Okay.
You have to get it like hemmed to you.
That's so funny. Because I would think, in times of nerves or situations, you would think that your dick would just go up inside yourself.
It does.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. Like it kind of like the shower scene kind of like undersold me.
Right.
Because it's like, oh, you're able to just like cover it up with one hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're thinking that like how is like this little thing like getting blocked?
Right.
But it's because like, my dick is like, it's kind of like, it was nervous. It was like a grower, not a shower. It was in the sock. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. My dick looks like me. It's like skinny with perfect hair.
I see that. I can see it.
But speaking of dancing, you were also Dancing with the Stars.
Yes,
which is wild. You finished in 7th, which
Was it
most
7th?
Yeah, that's what the internet says. It says 7th, which most people would say is bad. But Mike, the situation, finished 9th, and Nicole finished 8th on previous seasons. So technically, you're the best dancer on the Jersey Shore.
I made it the furthest out of everybody. I never really go by the place. I go by the weeks. Because I made it to like the 8th
people get eliminated.
week.
Yeah.
Everyone gets eliminated, and then the finale they're eliminating like 4 people at the same time.
Now, how is your anxiety doing while you're on a live television show with doing a thing that you're not like known for, which is like dancing the cha-cha every fucking week?
You want to hear the craziest thing? So my anxiety like always manifests itself in things that don't really matter.
Sure.
Like an airplane, or turbulence, what else? I mean, just partying at like not sleeping for 3 days.
Right.
Like I'll be like, my anxiety will like turn me into a pussy, right?
Sure.
Whenever it came to performing, like when it comes to like comedy, acting, whatever, zero anxiety. No nerves, right? Like I'm the fucking man, That's why like when they called me for it, I'm like, oh, I could do this. Like I've done a million things.
Just blind confidence.
When I tell you, I've never felt stage fright in my life. That's really 50% of why I wasn't good.
Yeah.
It wasn't because I couldn't learn it. It wasn't because it was because the moment, the pressure cooker is so monumental when you're in it because you're performing it every Monday live. You only have one take to do it. Yep. And I'm going up against like Wayne Brady and Charlie D'Amelio, professional dancers.
Wayne Brady's like an actual,
And you're doing it in front of a live audience and you're like listening for music that doesn't even like sound like the one you rehearsed in the studio.
Yeah. And are you going like 1, 2, 3, 4? Are you like are you doing the counts with your like partner or whatever? Are they kind of like giving you?
She's the partner supposed to guide you to where it all is, but there's something about just like I've learned like paralyzing nerves. Like I was backstage like you can't move. I felt like I was wearing in quicksand the whole time.
Just cinder blocks for shoes, kind of a thing.
And like that's not great for dancing.
No, but I would assume everybody would be, because it's the live aspect of it. It's the fact that like if this goes wrong, you can't be like, all right, never mind, let's do that from 1. You know,
everybody felt it, but like someone who's prone to anxiety, and again, it usually doesn't manifest when it comes to those things. Yeah, but it decided to for Dancing with the Stars, and you know what? With all that being said, like I still made it 8 weeks, and you really didn't even tell. Everyone's like, "You look so happy." I was
gonna say, have you watched it back and ever been like, "Oh, I messed this up, or you're like, I look stiff, I look nervous," or can you not see it? Because a lot of times when people are nervous, they go out, I couldn't even tell.
I could see it, but at the same time, like, I look back on it, and what also didn't help was like I was the fall guy. The judges used to shit on me because I was like the white,
right,
decent looking.
Goddamn racism! It just never stops.
Well, I'm so like there was a kid on my there was a guy on the season that was deaf. And was doing it without hearing music, and he was better than me.
Yeah, that's the other thing that's so funny. Yeah, they just pumped the bass into the ground like
he felt
like a Native American with a train.
That, but he also felt like I think he would like feel his partner's like heart rate, like some daredevil shit.
Whoa.
And like know how to go.
Well, that's what I was gonna say too. Is like the people who usually succeed on that show, it's one of two things. They either have like a great story behind it, or they have like these big personalities usually, you know what I mean? And you have more of this like Italian Eeyore energy, and it's like I don't know that that's Eeyore. Yeah, I don't know if that's like yeah. I don't know if that's like they need, it's like America's Got Talent, all these other shows, they need like my whole family died in a fire.
I'm not interesting. I don't know why they kept voting me through. I thought I was a 3-week guy. I was totally prepared. I got paid. Like the bumps aren't that much from week to week. Like I was either make me the 3 weeks. Here's what everyone feels on the show. This is why everyone like has this look of death like a couple months into it, because you either want to be like the 3-week person or the winner. To be in between is just tortured for no reason.
Now, do you have to do are you all week long? Are you working every day? You're rehearsing,
bro. So you get your dance the day before so you do the live show. Right. The next day they tell you what dance you're doing. You're getting right back to the to the thing, because you only have 5 days. You only have from that Monday to the next Monday, and there's like hours and like how much you're allowed to rehearse. Yeah. To learn sometimes 2 dances.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Like I had 1 week where I had to do like the jazz and the Viennese waltz. I don't even know what the fuck a Viennese waltz is, and I had to learn both of them. And like I was like, I don't know what the fuck. Like I will say though, like it's looking back on it. Again, the nerves were holding me back, but even though the fucking audience it's kind of like comedy, right? Like you want to do all the technical shit right. Yeah. But at the same time, like sometimes if you just like have a big ha clown moment, everyone's like, I love this guy. Yeah. And it's a TV show at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Is all about storylines and all that other stuff. Another thing you were on Double Shot of Love, right? A dating show with on MTV with Pauly D. First off, what is it like being on a dating show and being like the prize? What did that feel like?
Horrendous.
I was gonna say it must make you feel a little like dirty, you know?
It's dirty, and it's like the girls, they didn't really even know they were dating me. So
back to your Diddy parties, it seems like. Yeah.
Right. So they just kind of were like going along with the ride, but like if I had a dating show where like the girls were casted specifically to like me, it might feel a little better. But
you didn't actually think you were gonna like find love in this. This was just like let's do another MTV. Were you like?
Well, no. At the time, I did not. I was not even like really intentional like that. I kind of was in the middle of Chippendales.
Yeah.
My like early 30s, I was like just not even like trying to settle down, and that's kind of when the shows were.
Right.
That being said, I 100% could have met somebody, and they could have been a part of my life.
Yeah.
But they just again. The girls were casted more for television than they were for me.
Sure.
So
yeah, that's true.
It kind of just fell. Whereas in The Bachelor, like it's both, but like really, they're getting the entertainment from these people actually falling in love.
Right.
Which I think would have been a better show for me. It's like, of course, you want girls.
Well, it's right there in the title. Double Shot at Love.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be there in the title.
But it's really more about the shots.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you ever worry?
Did you ever see the original Double Shot of Love with Tila Tequila?
Oh, of course.
That was like my fucking favorite show.
Do you worry you'll never be able to find true love because anyone who dates you knows that you're famous and therefore you can never really trust their true intentions? Because I would.
Oh, okay, good question. I thought you were gonna like say because I was a stripper or something.
No. I just mean like, how could you ever know that anybody actually likes you for you?
I don't really like. I think that everybody has like a little bit of a story and like kind of uses each other in some type of way. So as long as the person isn't, you could just get a vibe of. Also, the women I talk to, like, they don't like me.
Right.
Like they're out of my league type shit.
Okay.
So they have options.
Sure.
To where it's just like not like
you gotta still chase them.
I gotta chase them 100%. You know what I mean? And sometimes I'm like, girl, I'm fucking willing to like support you. Like I'm begging them to use me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's situational, but for the most part, I don't really, because of course, if like I go out to a club and some fucking like I meet some girl who I look at her Instagram and she's a clout chaser and she's like, they exist too. You know what I mean?
What's the ideal amount of followers you'd want your future wife to have?
Man, it's crazy. I don't want to like leave anything off the table because like in a weird way, people in my position in the Diddy in the in the entertainment industry, I do have some kind of like connection to them because they've been in my shoes and we kind of like relate. So I don't want to say like I would leave. I don't know who's like a hot fucking like so. I want to leave like some hot ass like breakout star from Love Island off the table.
Okay,
she might have 2 million followers. Sure, because she might be like just mad chill, and that was just kind of like a crazy thing that happened.
Yeah, you probably just wouldn't want somebody who's like all day long, like that kind of energy.
That kind of energy with the bought blue check mark. And like the like my kind of sweet spot now is like. I like a cool 40,000.
Nice, yeah. I was gonna say under 50K feels like that. Yeah. But now if you get even like a private, that's great because then it's like that you're not gonna be.
Can't meet them though.
Yeah,
like the
hard.
Privates, like where I don't know. Like, are you guys doing an arranged marriage? Where are you? And like also like. I might not be compatible for them,
but a private
because of what I do.
But a private for me would make me seem, if I were you, would make me seem more excited about that because I'm like, now I know they're not going to be using me for fame or followers.
Dude, I get the 200s, the privates. I do get them, but ultimately, I feel like sometimes it hits a wall because, like, there are girls in like. Bensonhurst, Brooklyn right now who like I'm begging to go out with me who like act like I am the fucking scum of the earth like I'm worse than the fucking guy that fucking cleans the sewers.
Right.
And I don't know why. It's just like they don't give a fuck because they're just not in that world.
Yeah, you don't mean shit to them.
Don't mean shit. And like I'm not even trying to meet them on
That's the chick you gotta, that's the one. That's
I know,
the answer
but I'm not even trying to meet them on some fame shit. I'm trying to just be like, let's go. Like I'm Italian.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Have you seen my mom?
Bensonhurst, Bay Ridge. There you go. You've also had your own version of a talk show called The Show with Vinny, which, I mean, I can't imagine how many hours you spent coming up with that title. But like everyone.
Actually harder than it looks. Is why I do qualify for this job because I had the talk show.
Yeah.
But also, like, there are only so many versions of the Tonight Show, the talk show.
Yeah.
Because it has to be kind of simple.
Well, that's why I was going to compliment you, because obviously, you know, like everyone, I of course, you know, didn't watch it, but I did look up some YouTube clips before this, and it's a great idea for a show. It's like you have celebrities come over your house, meet on Staten Island, meet your family, your mom's cooking for them. It's kind of like you bring them into your world kind of a thing.
Yes.
I think it's, and then I saw you had an episode with Lil Wayne where you went skateboarding. Bro, tell me everything about Lil Wayne.
My fucking guest lineup was insane looking back at it on 2025.
Yeah.
So Lil Wayne did the pilot just because he was a fan of me and Jersey Shore.
That's so funny.
For people that don't know, like doing a pilot for someone is you're doing it for them before the show is even a thing.
Yeah.
It's like you have to like be like so the biggest artist in the world flew to Staten Island private to do my pilot, which I'm like love him forever for that. That's why Lil Wayne's always the GOAT to me. So, but looking back, it was like I had Lil Wayne, A$AP Rocky, Iggy Azalea, Scott Disick, and then we did shit in Sierra. We did shit in LA with Mark Wahlberg. We did Whitney Cummings, Bella Thorne. Huge fucking star-studded lineup. Some of these people became like, some of them were kind of like, we don't know who they are now. But no, like it was.
But let's get back to Lil Wayne, because that
specifically.
So did he? Do you smoke weed?
No.
Okay. So did he smoke weed at your house?
Not at my house. He kind of. It was one of these things where it was like we knew he was coming, and like, you know, MTV bought him the flight and everything.
Yeah.
But like, he kind of just was there, and we're like, we had to go on his time.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and then, so my production is like, what made Jersey Shore so incredible is also what tortures me, because they just roll 24/7. They don't fucking stop. That's what made Jersey Shore like a hit, you know? There was no breaks or anything. So like, Wheezy gets there, and like they're just like, we're just gonna fucking roll, and we're just gonna roll and roll and roll. So like, could be a little awkward, because I'm like, because me and you were
trying to like catch up first or anything like that.
Catch up, and like also like we're gonna do this for an hour and then go back to our lives, like you know what I mean. Next thing you know, like I'm driving him to the skate park in my Mercedes, with a GoPro in front of us, and I'm like, so how's the love life? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're trying to like have meaningful conversation.
Then we get to the skate park, and I just think it was one of those like A-list type things where, you know, once you've like made it all, like you have nothing else to accomplish, maybe you want to help people.
Yeah,
and
he's
maybe
doing side quests.
Yeah. Maybe he wants to give myself a little credit, like Jersey Shore was huge at the time, and I had my own MTV show. Right. So like I did have mad reach. Right. Where for him to get his brand out, he like had like a new clothing line and shit. But yeah, no, I have no complaints. He was chill, and
he could skate a little bit, huh?
At the time, he was really big into it. I don't know how much longer he went into it, but that's the best thing about Staten Island. Like people like there, like didn't even care that he was like skating.
Of course, I get.
They're just like, you know, the skating, skateboarding's gay.
Yeah. That wasn't their only problem. But now like if like
they're not racist.
Who's the biggest like Staten Island musician? If if a musician came to Staten Island, you know how like Springsteen in Jersey, Billy Joel in Long Island.
Method Man?
Would it be Method Man?
Who like came out of there?
No, like who would be the one that like?
Oh, they would go crazy
like people
over?
would go, if he was ever in public walking around, that people
Sebastian
would go nuts.
Maniscalco.
They're like the Chicago guys. Like, it kind of sounds like us if you think about it, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like an artist is gonna like do the trick for them.
Yeah.
Tony Bennett.
I
know he plays the St. He plays the St. George Theater a lot.
He doesn't play anything anymore. Okay, he died years ago. But yeah.
Is he dead? I didn't even know that.
He's very dead. Yeah,
really?
Yeah,
I feel like he's like always singing with Lady Gaga.
They did one album together.
Okay.
I think you're just seeing that over and over again. But
when did he die?
He died of like I think it was. I'm gonna say 2 to 3 years ago.
Red flag. There's no little like producer here. It's fact checking us.
There's a producer who can hear everything we're saying,
okay.
and he could pull it up on the screen. But I told him we wouldn't need the screen, so I don't even know if that TV's on or works. But the problem is we can't hear him, so he's screaming at us right now about what
he died in 2023.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, 96 years
perfect?
old. Yeah.
Let me get into this too, because I know that you are like deeply passionate about keto, which, so by the way, for viewers, explain.
Ketosis?
Yeah, explain like what keto is and stuff like that.
Okay, I'll buy him time while he's doing.
Thank you.
Ketosis is, instead of your body running off of sugar, you eliminate sugar from your diet, and now you're using fat as a fuel source instead. So you're
super interesting. Keep going.
So you're it's kind of like the RFK shit. It's like we're gonna remove the corn oil. We're gonna put in beef tallow. We're gonna eat a bunch of like steak. The food pyramid scheme, which scam, was totally a falsehood. Okay, it put bread and starch and carbs on the bottom. Really, it should have been flipped upside down. The butter and the steak should have been at the bottom, and then the carbs should be up top. So now, I released the Keto Guido cookbook. That did pretty well. I have learned to add a little bit of sugar into my diet, but it's more of like a maple syrup. You there, Mike?
Yep.
It's
Whoa, look at! Did you see that guy that's coming?
It's paleo kind of thing.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Still a little healthy, keto-ish, but not fully in ketosis.
Well, that's also something I didn't know, that you are a good cook and you have your own cookbook. And when you hear an Italian from Staten Island has their own cookbook, you're like, this is going to be great. And then you realize it's a keto one.
I ruin it.
That's
and gay.
Deeply disappointing. Yeah.
This pod is really making me realize I've disappointed every Staten Island man.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Big time. But yeah, the Keto Guido, which is a great name.
Yes.
By the way, I got to give you that.
You have a book?
It felt like you worked on a little bit more.
Yes.
In fact, we got it here, folks. The Keto Guido.
I think that was during the Chippendales days, so I might be half naked.
Yeah, you're like gaunt and you're very skinny in this.
Yes.
But
there's am I naked in one of them?
I don't know if you're naked, but that was actually.
He only read the cover. Folks.
That's what I was gonna say. Because here's the thing, the reviews are shockingly good for this, and what I like is in most of these cookbooks, there's pictures of the food, but you are I'm just gonna put in a bunch of headshots of me, and then
the paragraph for the recipe,
it's the food, this one I love too, because you're I can split an avocado, this is pretty nice, and then
maybe the promo ones had me. I was just wearing an apron and nothing else.
That's so funny. This one is got to be the best. I assume. What is this a recipe for? Just I'm a jerk off chicken. Just
spaghetti
a
and meatballs
with a nice little backyard workout.
Yes.
And then of course some motivational quotes that are I think pretty groundbreaking. I did it, and so can you. So look at that.
Yes.
And look at this. Oh, I didn't even see this. The G of GTL, Gym Tanning Laundry. So look at that. So you worked it all in there.
They have to throw. I hate all that shit, but the people, the powers that be have to kind of, you know what I mean?
Of course.
If I get this job, don't throw in some GTL in the title, you know what I mean?
No, that would be.
I'm rebranding.
It would be you fully rebranded now.
Yeah. Fist pumping with Vinny and Mike.
Yeah, no, that's awful. No, we'll never do that. Are you still keto?
I just told you when you were wearing the glasses.
I remember. But but because I would assume your mom, that must have been the only time she must have been pretty devastated. As an Italian mom, Sunday dinners, that thing, when you were I'm gonna not have pasta and carbs. And
well, now when she makes things, she has to ask me, she goes, Vin, are you eating?
Yeah. And that, a little guilt trip for an Italian mom too. I like that.
That means can I make you pizza, or are you gonna throw it out?
Right.
And there are times where I would have a cheat meal or something. But as I was saying, I'm more I always kept the keto tendencies. I never really feel the need to down a dish of pasta and then go sit on a couch.
Right.
If I'm just chilling throughout the day, it's mostly just some eggs and bacon, steak and vegetables. If I'm eating carbs, it's usually strategic, around a run.
Okay. But now you don't ever ask your mom, you would never be sacrilege and be Mom, make me cauliflower pop.
No, well, sort of. So that's what that book is. That book is taking her recipes and then turning them keto.
Interesting.
So I have a big ziti that's keto. I have.
What is it made of?
Well, the thing about keto is you could eat cheese.
Sure.
So once you add in the cheat code of cheese,
but cheese doesn't have sugar in it?
No.
Interesting.
Nope. I mean, some might, but
yeah.
No, it's just dairy.
Yeah.
So you would use the cheese as a tool. And then you kind of add in like things with almond flour. I have a keto pizza in there with this dough that I make out of cheese and almond flour. I have chicken cutlets that I make out of like almond flour. Some of these things taste better than the original.
Fuck you.
And they're
no,
lean.
they don't.
No, I'm
Fuck
telling you.
No, they absolutely.
I'm telling you.
That's like when a vegan's like, this mushroom tastes just like a cheeseburger.
Fuck that.
And you're like, I'm going to hit you with my car.
No, because we eat fat.
Yeah.
Fat is amazing.
Right.
If you can use it to the right, like in your meatballs and shit. A lot of times you go to like a healthy food place, like on Staten Island, there's like healthy food. It tastes like shit because they think that healthy food is grilled chicken and string beans.
Yeah.
But like I'm using fucking like butter and steak and pork and shit, you know, and bacon.
I think vegans like stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's like, I don't know how you would get enough of that diet in there. Even like when if I go to Van Leeuwen's to get ice cream, they have like the vegan menu and then the regular ice cream. And there was one time I was like, oh, let me get like whatever. It was like cookies and cream. And they go, do you want the vegan version or the non-vegan version? And I was like, I'm trying to look after myself. Maybe I'll do the vegan version. And she was like, the vegan version is like way worse. She's like, it's got so much more sugar and shit in it to make up for the fact, to make it taste like actual ice cream. And they're like, it's way caloric. It's way worse.
The only thing like that the vegan might have an advantage of is like sometimes like anything that says like vegan, paleo, keto, the people making it might have been a little bit more mindful of the ingredients.
Sure.
So if I go to like Erewhon and I'm like, there's like a vegan chocolate cake, it's like vegan, but it's also paleo. Like they use like nuts and things and not like high fructose corn syrup.
You know what word I hate in the food sphere, which I know is it's legumes. And anytime someone's like, I'm going to make this using legumes, it's like just
what is it, like lentils?
It's like, but lentils is less. It's like just say beans, like of some kind. You know what I mean? Like legume, fuck you. You know that.
That's a good point.
It's very pretentious.
And I remember like you just gave me a deja vu because that would come up a lot with the keto because people thought that it was keto, but it's not. It's like a carb.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, beans are carbs.
Yeah. Beans and quinoa.
Before we go any further, would you be able to sign this for my kid?
Yeah, sure.
I appreciate it. I'll tell you what to write here. You could you could say like, Dear Leo.
Dear Leo.
Thanks, man.
You're gonna tell me what to write?
Yeah. I'll just give you because I know what he. Just say, Dear Leo, this is why you go to law school. Would be great. And then that'd be cool. And then I
do anything for my fans.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean he's only 2.5, but I just want to make sure. No,
this is going to
keep him on the right path.
This is going to be worth a lot of money one day.
Okay.
It's like a stock.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I appreciate that, man. Thank you. That's going to really scare the shit out of him.
Yes.
Did you keep like the sock from Chippendales or anything? Do you have like mementos from the show?
Nah, I kind of like tried to forget about it. But I probably do have the sock somewhere, but no, I haven't, I kind of just did that and then it was a fun era of my life, but then, especially with the partying, because like they used to put me up in Vegas like I was Elvis, and I would like have headline a show every weekend. And
is it the Rio?
Yes,
because I've been to the Rio for the Comedy Cellar, so it's like those rooms. It's I don't know how long ago were you there?
The last one I did was like 2 summers ago.
Okay, because I think that's when I was there. It was like right before they renovated the place.
Mateo Lane came to my show.
Nice.
I think DeStefano came.
Yeah, of course.
Anybody that was at the Cellar came to see Chippendales. Yeah. It really is like a comedy show. It's pretty funny.
That's fun.
You're watching the women in the audience.
Like scream and go nuts.
And like it's very interactive. Like they do like a game show where like a girl has to like put a condom on a banana and like you see what they do with that. You do a lap dance. Show me your favorite sexual position. You know what I mean? I know these are your next segments.
Again, this is that's when the camera cuts off.
Yeah.
But that's great, man. What about like any other? We're wrapping up here, I think. But what about any sort of like wildest celebrity moment that you've had? Because you've been on, you said 15 years plus of television. So I mean, and just being in the Hollywood sphere. I mean, Jersey Shore at its like ultimate apex was like every single person. If you didn't know what was happening in the show, you felt like you were out of the fucking loop. Socially, that must have been like a crazy time for you. Just again, everything from just how fucking annoying like the fans of that I'm sure the fans for the most part are good, but like the annoying section of that fans that are like just fucking trying to like the ones with I picture like the blowouts with the visors upside down and backwards.
But I also was their age at the time.
Right.
So it's a different feeling where, you know, like now when people have the blowouts with the visors, I'm like, get out of my face, bro. Which is how Mike greeted me at the door.
Exactly. I fixed it before
back then, like I was 21 and my fans were 21.
That is actually
how
pretty
fucking
sick.
cool is that? You know what I mean? And we were all partying together. So my job was to literally like party in a different city every weekend and just like bang everything that moved. You know what I mean?
Crazy. And Pauly's like very, very successful now. Like he would, you would argue he's probably like the most, like he's like selling out like huge.
But like so, yes, like he sells it out, but he works so fucking hard that like I can never do. No one can do what he does. Yeah. Like since the show started, he has been on tour. Like
That's
he
insane.
has not stopped. Like he will not stop. The life of a DJ. It's kind of, you know, comics can kind of relate. I'm starting to get a taste of it with like the traveling around now, because like sometimes I see like your guys is like, I'm in Utah, then I'm here, then I'm there, and I'm like, what the fuck?
But with him, it's like those are like shows that go till 4 or 5 a.m.
4 or 5 a.m.
You're like nocturnal. Now you're sleeping during the day.
He only sleeps on a plane, and he and like you're in like Vegas for the afternoon, and then you're in fucking, you know, Barbados for the night. Brutal. And then the next day you're in New York. You know, so he it's that's why he's successful. He works hard.
Yeah. Damn, dude. But yeah, any other like wild celebrity run-ins you had from beginning to end, until current day?
Well, there's a couple. I mean, one of my biggest one was like Kobe when he pulled me into the.
When he was like, "Should I get in this helicopter?" And you're like, "Get in, it's safe. What do you have to worry about?"
Anyway, he stopped me at the garden. He dapped me up in the middle of the garden, and then the next day he sent me like 15 pairs of sneakers.
Whoa!
And everybody was like, "Who the fuck is Kobe talking to?" Another like Lil Wayne kind of moment there, where like my goats like are just on the fucking Jersey Shore trend. Jersey Shore was like a kind of like
crazy that Kobe Bryant was a big Jersey Shore.
Everybody kind of like it almost was like a flex for a minute for people to kind of be like in on this like.
That's what I'm saying. It was the cultural zeitgeist.
Yeah, but not in like a making like the first episode. It was like a making fun of it type of way.
Yeah.
I remember like Opie and Anthony were like abusing me, and I was like, this is awesome. Yeah, but then it became like if you knew about it, you were cool kind of thing.
Yeah, it settled. Yeah.
Probably because we were like fist fighting.
So many women were like. Like if you were trying to date a woman at that time and you didn't know about, like you didn't understand references to Jersey Shore, you were like an alien.
Oh, really?
You know?
That's funny.
It was very strange. Yeah.
But yeah, the Kobe one was crazy.
Were you pissed that they sent you all those shoes and you're like, God, I kind of wish they were Jordans. You know what I mean?
Not really. I mean,
you were just grateful.
The Jordans for me for the resale value, but I mean the Kobe aspect of it was just incredible. So yeah. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Leo was a big one,
buddy. I have a Leo. I've met Leo
really?
Too. Yeah.
He's out here in the streets.
He was. I was a server back before I even like 2008 or 9 and waited on him at a restaurant. He was very nice. Left a 50% tip. He was with his mom and his little
in
dog.
Long Island or
down in like the World Financial Center at a restaurant that's now closed, but it was called Southwest New York. It was down near like the World Trade Center area. But he was like. Low brim hat,
always,
like just way up there, and I was pretty professional the whole time because it was my first day on this new job.
I'm surprised they don't like vet you out or something,
dude. It was my first day on a job on a restaurant job that I lied to get because I didn't have any restaurant experience, and I said I had 7 years of restaurant experience. Wow. And they were like, you have a VIP in your section, and I thought it was like the owner, and they were and I went over there and I was like, I was so in the weeds, dude. I was so and I had just watched I think like Body of Lies like the night before, and he's always been like one of my favorite. And so at one point I slipped in like I'd be like, by the way, everything you do, like I get a quick like, you're the best in everything, you mean so much to me, you know. And then I kind of but I left him alone for the most part as much as I wanted to.
Yeah, he's outside. He loves partying and
how does he still do it?
I don't know.
Have you ever been to a Leo party?
Pretty much, like not a party, but like I've been to a club where he's like the focal point. Yeah, and he like him and it was E from Entourage.
Yeah,
Kevin Connolly.
Yep. He
took me. And he like we were in LA for like the first time. He's like, yeah, my buddy's having a party. I'm like, all right. We end up like at the Leo party, and he like they had just got done watching like a marathon of Jersey Shore, so like the night before. So it's fresh in his mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've seen Leo after that, and he forgot about me.
Sure.
But that day, he was like, I have a picture with him. He was happy. We all were partying together. That was like some typical LA shit. Like in the section was like Robin Thicke, Leo, blah blah blah. He has like this guy that's like in movies with him. That's like his best friend. That's like I don't know his name.
How's Leo as a partier? I mean, I know he can party.
He kind of chills and everything, but at one point, I was like in his section dancing with these two girls, and he saw me doing it, and he lifted up his drink and looked at me like he was the Great Gatsby, and he was like, "Go get him." And I was like, "This is not my life."
That's the greatest moment
of my life.
I might have came from that. That, and the girl's like, "From us." I'm like, "No, from that." I just got the nod of approval from Leonardo DiCaprio.
The LA days back then for like a Staten Island boy that's like never been anywhere was like just out of fucking control.
That would be above my bed, a picture of Leo and I. That would also be like I mean, get the cat out of there. Put the Leo picture. That's what you should.
You know what? I'm so over the Hollywood scene now.
Nice, dude. Well, this is actually going to be tough for you then, because this is going to be all about that. This is going to be again. I do have
another weird story.
Okay, hit me.
So I'm not gonna. I don't want to make this political.
Okay,
but I was on The View.
Okay,
in 2011, and I think it was 2011, and I wasn't a real guest because I wasn't a big enough name, but I like delivered a pizza pie.
Okay,
in the middle of the show to the ladies. They were like, "That's what you're going to do. You're going to stop in." I was promoting like a book at the time or something. I was like, "I'll take what I can get."
Sure.
I worked at a pizzeria in Staten Island. I got this. So I saw that the other guest on the show with me was Donald J. Trump.
Oh, heard of him.
So at the time, I met him. Very charming. He was like, "Vinny." He didn't know who the fuck I was, but this is the way he talks. He's like a football coach. He's like, "You're great. You're great. You're awesome. Blah blah blah.
You're doing great things."
Yes. Only had like one guy with him.
Ah, well, this was before.
And honestly, it wasn't that far before.
It was 5. Yeah, 5. But I mean, he didn't have Secret Service.
Right. But I'm saying, like, isn't it crazy that just like.
Yeah, 5 short years later, he's the president of the United States.
Yeah. So he like had to run and stuff, like, because I'm sure the Secret Service kicked in right when he started to run. But yeah, he had one guy, and I think that interview was the time where he first started like talking about it. I looked back at it.
They loved him back then on The
That's
View.
why this interview went viral. But what people don't know is that in the segment right after it, I popped out from behind the couch and I said, "Did someone order pepperoni?"
And does the audience go like a big pop?
No.
after Donald Trump, the impetus for him running for president, you come out like a schmuck being like, "Anybody want a pizza?"
Exactly. So next time you watch that interview, when you're going to look back at like how nice Whoopi Goldberg was to him or whatever the fuck, just know I was on that episode delivering a pizza.
I mean, that is a good place to wrap. I think I think I got all the information I need. And Vinny, thank you, man.
Thank you. I hope I mean, I have a lot going on.
Sure. I like that. Don't look too desperate.
It's like a win-win situation. If it happens, it happens.
Great.
If not, I'll be okay. But I'm your man. You know what I mean?
Hey, we'll let you know.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
How do you manage to keep getting in these successful films without like standing out in any way?